Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Perfect. I hope everyone is comfortable and are there with me today, right? So I'll start brief introduction, won't make it much big. So I'm Lalit Gholap. I'm working as a consultant at Quesrow Research and Consulting. So at Quesrow, we help organizations in we help them to make the strategic decisions by data driven, where we help them through market intelligence and growth advisory services which we offer to them. So I have been working in the strategy and industrial consulting for over 7 years now. And we have served clients across manufacturing, technology, and government public services sector as well. So without wasting time, so today I will be sharing the key insights from our latest research report, which we inaugurated in the morning today. So the study is on sandwich panel industry, which focuses on the global insights, or the global shifts happening in the regulatory side, how material innovation happened, and how we are moving towards sustainability. And this is going to shape the next chapter for this industry, not only globally, but also we will cover the Indian sector as well, the Indian market. So moving to the next slide, slide 1, please. So as it was mentioned, the global sandwich pan industry has evolved. So it has gone beyond it was considered as an insulation product first, and now it's at a central stage where it is moving faster, safer, and more towards the greener infrastructure development. So the sandwich panel market, I believe, is at an inflection point now, where it is moving from cost efficiency and more towards the performance and sustainability side. And I believe that India stands at the center of this transformation, where the demand is, India is positioning itself at more towards modern infrastructure needs now for it. So as you could see, the market for the global sandwich panel industry, we estimate is around 11 billion by 2025 globally. And as you could see, it's Europe which dominates the market, which has share more than 50%. And it's mainly Europe drives this market is because it has more regulatory reforms around it, and it's more towards moving towards sustainability goals as well. And US is expanding through large-scale prefabrication and cold storage and data center construction. And as we know, China's demand is powered by industrial modernization and green manufacturing reforms. And Indian market, we think it is small, but it is growing at a faster pace. And mostly it is fueled by the industrial logistics, infra, and government push for clean manufacturing. Yeah, so this is on slide 2, we all know, the core material innovation everyone is talking about. And I believe it's been at the heart of this industry evolution. So historically, panels were used EPS and PUR cores earlier, and now more towards PIR and mineral wool, which because of everyone said that it's thermal stability, fire performance, and also compliance was there because a lot of the FM and EN standards are aligned with it. So I believe this shift is not just technical, it's more strategic now, where fire safety, insurance compliance, and certifications are critical differentiators are considered in the large projects. So for instance, when a data center is going to be constructed, or a clean rooms or pharma facilities, so these clients usually specify the needs for PIR or mineral wool. So if you see the share of core material, 55% is still PUR or PIR, and EPS is around 32%, and mineral wool is 13%. But I believe PIR is also growing at a faster rate because PUR is the same family in the chemical composition wise, but mineral wool is also gaining more traction, and it's growing at a faster stage globally, especially Europe. That is what we identified through the study. So to the next side, everyone are here to talk about the Indian market first and to understand how it is evolving. So we have identified the market in terms of size and volume of sandwich panel. So the market is estimated to be around 400 million, and it is expected to reach around 700 million by 2030. And the four major growth enablers in this particular industry are industrialization, logistics infrastructure, cold chain development, and clean manufacturing. So for this, there are a lot of government policies which are shaping this particular enablers. So as we have the PM Shakti, Gati Shakti, then National Logistics Policy, which are transforming the industrial warehousing, while the PLI is boosting factory and clean room construction. So as we could see, the Indian market is gradually moving from price-led markets to a more performance-driven and sustainable ecosystem. So, and they're going to work on more standardizing the ecosystem that everyone is here about talking on. So here, we wanted to understand, okay, this is all about the market, but where is that demand going to come from? So talking about the end sector applications, if you could see, nearly 70% of the sandwich panel demand comes from four major sectors. That is cold storage, warehousing, clean rooms, and data center. So for the key drivers for cold storage or the other applications, I would say, start with cold storage, are the government incentives. Yeah. So government incentives under the PMKSY, that is the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sevan Yojana, and Agriculture Infrastructure Fund have led over 430 million US dollar for new cold chain development projects and across major states. And for warehousing, the key driver is e-commerce boom, where grade A logistics parks under Gati Shakti are creating this sustainable demand, and more for energy efficient and prefabricated structure. Then the major thing is, like, we could see data center, which is picking up major growth, and it's usually backed by major players such as Adani, NTT, and the expansion, which we believe is going to reach around 2,000 megawatt capacity by 2030. And then we have other sectors like telecom, and in others, we have also included like sector which is EV manufacturing, that is for battery casing, and housing and infrastructure cabins. So in this slide, we talk about the critical parameters which are considered while choosing sandwich panel for various applications, like Sir was talking about. So here we see the critical parameters considered while choosing the sandwich panel for any particular application varies by segment to segment. So for cold storage, if you could see, it's mostly for safety, corrosion, and insulation. So these parameters are considered. And for cold storage, it's insulation and air tightness. And for clean rooms, it's fire safety, corrosion, and insulation. So the panel industry is no longer a generic solution offering or generic product. It's more designed for various applications, but depending on what kind of what kind of output or what kind of requirement the particular client would have in that particular sector. So in this slide, we are going to talk about the skin material which is being preferred in the Indian market. As everyone was talking, especially Sir was talking about the cost-based, where India is not moving from cost-based perspective to more, it is moving towards durability-led selection now. So traditionally, most of the Indian manufacturers relied on PPGI, which were suited for low corrosion environment. But now we see the rapid adoption of PPGL in heat or moderate corrosion zones. But however, PPZAM is emerging as preferred option for harsh environments, specifically in the coastal or industrial cluster area. So this shows the shift in the buyer mindset in the Indian industry we see. So they are not worried much about the upfront cost, but they are looking at the total life cycle cost or life cycle management or the performance of that product. So the mentality is changing within the Indian customers, and I believe that will drive the market for sandwich panel industry. And then we will talk about what are the challenges which I believe specifically in this industry are like the first number one for the panel manufacturer is the fluctuating demand. Then the second is obviously everyone wants to talk about what profitability and price competition is going on into the market. Then it's all about regulatory and fire safety compliance, as we need to make more awareness campaigns and we need to take special certifications for that. Then it's all about technology and innovation gaps. And the third is, as the trend is moving towards PIR or mineral wool production, so that is also going to be a challenge in the market. So I'll just take one example, like what are the recommendations. So basically for low profitability and price competition, the one is that instead of just focusing on just product, manufacturers should focus on end-to-end solutions. They should offer the bundle services right from design, detailing, and installation support. And everyone in the industry faces this challenge, that is fluctuating demand. So they should diversify the applications. So one major thing which I studied was the application of sandwich panel is coming in battery insulation packs for cars. So BMW is working with one of the player where they are using CFRT sandwich panels, where they're going to reduce the weight of the battery and it reduced the battery, the size of the car by 35% or something. So that gives them a huge range and boosts their performance. So that's another niche application which the sandwich panel people can focus, or the players can focus on this industry as well as an application. So that's all about my presentation for today.
Can we take some questions if you don't mind? Does anybody have any questions?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I saw one of your slides where you said one of the design parameters was as fire.
Yeah.
And across all the segments, whether it's a data center or a cold store or industrial or logistic,
Right.
fire was a common criteria which was qualifying all across, all green, right?
Right.
There is other parameters in terms of acoustic, thermal, and these were the parameters which were somewhere there, somewhere it was not required.
Yeah.
But then contrary to that, if you see that today, 80% of the sales still is PUR.
Right.
How does it gel with, when you say the requirement is for all the segments being fire, the most important criteria,
Yeah.
it's still PUR being selling more and not the mineral wool?
So I believe there is cost efficiency which people are going towards cost. That is, PUR is less costlier than the mineral wool. And now mineral wool is picking up due to its more thermal insulation parameter. That is its characteristics. So that would give it a major push in this market by mineral wool. It is picking up, but I believe people are still moving from, the transition is still happening. As I showed in my earlier slide, we are moving from EPS to PUR, then PIR, and then mineral wool. And as Sir said, that's moving towards honeycomb as well. Because honeycomb was invented in 1940s or 1950s, but now it's coming up because it's lightweight ratio, more about its, those characteristics will come. But mineral wool will be considered for its thermal insulation as well.
When you did this survey, did you find that the trend for a PUR going down or it's still increasing? How is it?
So as I said, PUR and PIR are from the same family. Right. So after PUR, PIR comes, but it has the same parameters, but more good characteristics than PUR. So PIR is picking up, specifically in Europe and US as well. In India, still PIR is not that much preferred, like bought yet, yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
So, do you have data on the rock wool insulation in India? What is the market share earlier, and the trends?
Yeah. So
that is number one. Number two is that the PIR. Again, what is the trend? What is the adoption right now, and how much are you projecting it out into the future?
Right. So we have considered the mineral wool as whole. We have not broken down into rock wool or stone wool. That we have not gone till that niche. But yeah, we might have something on that. But about the PIR, it has the most fastest growth in terms of CAGR when we compare it with the EPS and the PUR. So I believe the growth is more than 8% for PIR panels. And still, if EPS, I would say something 5 to 6%. or less than that.
So mineral wool would be what market share right now?
So it's around 18%.
And you think that 18 will become 25, 30, 35, 40?
So by 2030, I would say it would be around 20 to 21%, not more. Looking at still the adoption is less, not much. It's gaining traction, but yeah, I believe it depends on application to application as well. So the end sector demand or the push should come for that particular sector.
Do you have any data now in mineral wool? You also get with the PU end casing, both sides. And you also get full mineral wool. Do you have any data as to what the preference is?
I think I need to check on that, but I've not come across that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sorry about it.
Hello. You showed the table whereby consumption of sandwich panels in different parts of the world.
Yes.
So on. So Europe is absolutely leading actually. But the countries like USA, which is fully developed country, and China, which is the fastest developing country,
Right.
and if you look at the consumption of sandwich panels, their per capita steel consumption is also very high. But the consumption of sandwich panels is very less. There is so much of difference. Why so?
So China, I believe it's focusing mostly, as I said, the end applications are warehousing, and the more China is focused on manufacturing hub, right? So that is what we believe, that China has grown significantly. But the share, you mean US is still leading, then China. China is at the third number. That's how. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it's a great observation. It's all about culture. Europe is very serious about ESG, environment, sustainability, and governance. They are very serious what they are doing. So naturally, all those things are been adopted very fast. Sir mentioned about Montreal Protocol, and you know what happened a couple of years back when USA straightforward got out from the protocol. So the Chinese are behind basically the fast growth, and so they are putting back burners in some of the states, like in India also, the fire safety and all those things. So that is a huge difference. The thought process in US, I think in US sustainability is not giving that much consideration like what has been given in Europe. I've been talking to this number of groups. All the corporate, especially Fortune 500 companies, are taking, though they are even US best, they are going by some basic, at least ESG hygiene. Otherwise, I think your observation is very perfect, and that is the reason. There is an approach towards entire manufacturing or sustainability. It has become a very, the word to just talk about. But Europe takes it very seriously.
I have some observations.
I have something to add to this. You see, the American suspicion of polyurethane kept them away from panel production for a very long time. They had adhered panels with expanded polystyrene with a lot of vulnerability. I mean, fire safety was zero, more or less. So with the result, actually, panels didn't take off in America as much as they did in Europe. Europe leads in urethane technology. Absolutely. I mean, they were the pioneers in everything. Bayer and BASF's, should we say, involvement with PU is something phenomenal. And they developed so much of, so many new formulations, etc., which was better and better and better. Panel production, I mean, became automatic there. Second thing is about mineral wool, which you mentioned. Structural grade mineral wool, is something what you need for a, sandwich panel production. Structural grade. The entire focus of mineral wool industry in the USA is for optimization of the insulation value. That is better and better and better and better, resistance value and insulation value. So the result, the structural grade rock wool didn't become a kind of a, industry standard in the USA. Whereas in Europe, there's so many manufacturers who straight away were onto structural grade, panels. So, manufacture. This is something which I can share with you, from the perspective of a manufacturer. Thank you.
Excuse me, sorry to interfere, but we are running short of time, so we'll have to wrap it up.
Last few observations.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much.
I'm Uma Mahesh.
He was before you, sir.
Can I complete this? Yeah, I'm Uma Maheshwaran from Benal Prefabs.
Yes.
More than a decade plus in the sandwich panel industry. One observation I felt is India's thing is 0.4 billion you have mentioned.
Billion, yeah.
It is definitely more than that.
Okay.
That is point number one.
Okay.
We have unaccounted manufacturers of sandwich panels.
Okay.
Which is, it's a huge amount in each and every nook and corner of our nation.
Okay.
That's one point. And a lot of new continuous lines have come out. And if you add up all those things, definitely it is a very progressive situation currently for the sandwich panel. That is one point. On the point where that gentleman had asked about the usage of rock wool panels
Right.
vis-a-vis the PU or PIR, it's a very big question actually, because mineral wool cannot be used everywhere, because it takes a lot of design parameter also to be considered,
Right.
considering the density, weight and other things, where the structural support and other thing has to be taken into consideration, and many applications where the moisture and other things have to be taken care. Mineral wool cannot just like that replace PU and PIR.
Yeah.
Having said that, the third point which he said is, having a PU on both sides of the panel, it actually destroys the entire, the need for a mineral wool. Because mineral wool is basically used for the fire purpose. And once the PU which has got a lesser fire property, starts igniting it, then the purpose of the mineral wool panel is lost. So if it is mineral wool, it should be mineral wool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So as I said, mineral wool will not replace. So the percentage will not be like 50% or 60%. It will be still at
Purely
18, 20%.
segment based.
Yeah,
Purely
but
segment based.
yes. So it depends on the application as well. Rightly said, sir.
Hi.
Thank you.
Lalit, one last question. Last question. I saw your presentation, and there's a shift between PIR, PUR, and mineral wool. And in Europe, if you see, a lot of shift has happened to mineral wool.
Right.
And European standards are one of the best standards in the world. Do you think that India will follow the same suit in terms of their standards being raised to European standards?
Yes, I believe India would do that. So if you see in terms of sustainability, like in terms of transportation, like India is adopting very well in terms of developing policies towards EV and all. So that's happening in transportation. So why not in construction industry? So that will happen. We already have the building codes in place for India. So they have to work on. So a lot of stakeholders from FM are here. So they would be the better people to answer on that.
Thanks.
Yes.